Ladies and gentlemen, 2024 Subaru WRX TR. The TR used to mean tune ready way back in the day because it was a really bare bones WRX where Subaru knew that you were going to swap out a lot of parts, but now TR means track ready. So the question today is it really track ready? We're out here at Road America. A little bit more about the car. We're still powered by a 2.4 liter turbo flat 4 making 271 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque, and that peak torque is at 2,000 RPM, real nice and low. Now with the TR, we do get a few upgrades, notably the wheels and tires. We have 245 section width all around, Bridgestone S007s. There's no moonroof because, again, more track focused. Now, new for 2024, they have eyesight, so you have automatic emergency braking, which allows you to now have the manual. And the only way to get the Recaro seats with the manual is with the TR. Some other upgrades for the 2024 model year, not just the TR, but for all 2024s, they have a stiffened chassis, as well as an upgraded master brake cylinder for better brake feel. And also, the TR in particular has a retuned E-Pass and also 5 to 10% stiffer suspension versus the Limited that comes below it. In terms of price, this is at $42,000 MSRP. That's $9,000 more than the base and $2,500 more than the Limited. We're gonna turn traction control off. I do like the Recaro seats, but you gotta remember with the WRX, you do have a very upright seating posture. Because at the end of the day, this is a 4-door, right? A family hauler, a practical vehicle. $6,000 RPM red line. You know, the WRXs always surprise me with how competently they drive despite their size and weight. Nice, solid feeling brakes, good initial bite, good modulation there. Steering is actually very light. Not getting that much through the wheel. And the engine is actually quite quiet. That red line sneaks up on you. Transmission has these really long throws, and it's also pretty loosey-goosey here, as you can see. But it feels quite nimble. They do such a good job tuning and setting this car up where it's comfortable, yet also competent. Oh, there I go again. I keep hitting red line because this engine is so quiet and you expect it to keep revving higher. 6,000 is just so low. Recaro's providing a bit of much needed lateral support here. The engine, not the most inspiring part of this vehicle by any means. Ooh, getting a little bit of understeer. I mean, it feels like a Subaru. I have driven a modified version in the Canyons, and the owner did some really choice modifications to get the front end to feel really, really sharp. And even here with the TR, it feels sharp. Not quite as sharp, but it's still nimble. It still feels like a very eager car. It's willing to change direction. It's willing to get pushed. The engine character, a little bit lacking. Not the most inspiring engine. Lane departure warning. Oh, there we go. And overall, I mean, for that dual duty vehicle, you want to drive this thing hard, you want to take it out on track or in the canyons, and also daily drive it, I see why these cars are so popular. The TR is a track ready. I think the brakes are a definite big upgrade. The suspension is actually, you know, it does seem stiff enough. You guys can see a little bit of body roll over the chicanes, but it sets relatively quickly. The car feels quite nimble.
This is now the second lap of the day. Later on in the day, the car's a little bit warmer, the track's a bit warmer. We're gonna be pushing it slightly harder than before. You're gonna see me sawing a little bit at the wheel mid-corner because you don't really get much feel. The steering, I think it's just way too light, and it doesn't give much feedback or weighting up at all. And as a result, I wouldn't say that the car doesn't inspire confidence. It certainly does with this all-wheel drive system and the way that the chassis is tuned, but you don't really know what's happening with the front end. So quiet here, even on track. The engine sounds like it wants to go beyond 6K, but at least on the second lap, I'm no longer hitting the rev limiter like I was on the first lap. Really enjoying the brakes, a big upgrade over the lower trims. Which is great, right? Because you're now paying 9K over base, so it better have better brakes at that price point. Now, as I was saying earlier in the video, TR stands for tuner ready, at least when that moniker first came out in 2006. It was a much more stripped down version of the WRX, didn't have stereo, it was more lightweight, etc. And I don't think that Subaru officially has said that it is track ready. I don't know where I heard that, but the tuner ready moniker no longer really makes sense here. I think the TR standing for track ready would be more fitting, stiffer suspension, the better brakes. But still strange to me why they refuse to produce an STI of this WRX generation. The thing I love about the WRX is that you can use it day to day as your daily, as your sole vehicle. Upright seating posture is much more practical and makes sense in a four-door. And yet, when you take it on track, it is more competent than you would expect. I think what they've done with the TR is address some of those deficiencies in the lower trims. And it's a very well-balanced all-arounder. Now at 42K, you're clearly paying for the upgrades to the driving experience. You're not getting the best interior as an example. I mean, that's just kind of Subaru. This center screen as an example felt dated when it first came out. It still feels dated now, obviously. And thick bezels, piano black, etc., etc. But that's what you're paying for with this vehicle at 42K.
The question is, for extra 2,500 over limited, is it worth it? Stay tuned, we'll be reviewing that in the future. Much love, my friends. See you in that next one.